Good evening. This is Brian Thomas Simons, and these are the main headlines of this hour. Among other news,
1. New 266 executive decisions were released last Thursday in the Oval Office. Among them, A. To State Secretary Marco Rubio's request, and for the third time since the inauguration of President Trump's second term, a new executive order has been issued forbidding the use of the terms Little Marco or Lil Marco when referring to the state secretary in official documents. B. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem will not be called the Homeland Security's mascot or in any other way mocked in official documents just for her inclination to use costumes or make cosplay. C. Secretary of State Little Marco will receive 3 more medals and be congratulated for his birthday, whenever that day is. 2. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth creates a new intelligence unit in the Pentagon specialized in extracting intelligence through drunkenness. To the point, Secretary Hegseth declared, "I was always impressed by the use of sodium pentothal in the movies. So one day I was in Signal. I wondered, what if we used booze instead? So I decided we had to try and that I had to lead the experiment and polish it to the point it could produce intelligence we could rely on. That's my baby, and that's why I am personally leading the unit." The new unit, whose name has still not been disclosed, will be under the umbrella of the DIA. 3. DNC launches campaign, "Alien is not cool." After the proven success of the 2024 campaign, "Trump is not cool," DNC has launched the campaign, "Alien is not cool." Chair Ken Martin declared adamantly, "Our strategists have concluded that that's all the American people need to know. That alien is not cool." When reporter Cleve R. Wootson Jr., who was fired 2 weeks ago from the Washington Post by Secretary Leavitt and then again a week ago from the Washington Afro-American, also by Secretary Leavitt, and now the host of his own YouTube channel, noticed that Musk's first name had been misspelled, that it was Elon, not Elian, Chair Martin declared that that's impossible. "Our strategists are never wrong," before adding that Wootson's observation was an obvious result of his racism and misogyny. 4. After watching the theatrical release, the new chair Ken Martin ratified yesterday DNC's January 31 endorsement of Rachel Zegler's Snow White movie. Chair Martin declared that the movie represents all we are. The indefatigable struggle of cool kids to express themselves and show the world that they are cool. The indefatigable struggle of women to change the patriarchy incarnated in the evil queen. Well, you get the idea. The point is that this is just one more battle in our war against Trump's tyranny, but don't forget that we will not rest. We will win. We will win. 5. After President Trump hinted at the idea of a third run in 2028, Minority Leader Schumer, asked by reporters in the corridors of the Senate, declared that this is nothing new. President Trump had that idea already in 2017, but we will abide by President Trump's new interpretation of the Constitution. As Democrats, it's our duty. If President Trump says that the 22nd Amendment is invalid because of DEI, we might disagree, but we can't respond with anything resembling opposition. Voters may say that we are weak, but they will never be able to say that we are not gracious and civil in defeat, even proactively. That's why Americans must trust us. We will not rest. We will win. We will win. 6. After several posts in Substack criticizing President Trump's tariffs, economist Paul Krugman was declared an enemy alien, an anchor baby, and a DEI terrorist under the Enemy Aliens Act. As a consequence, he was deported to the infamous Salvadoran Sacó prison. This action comes after journalist David K. Johnston was sent to Guantanamo because of his unauthorized biography of President Trump, The Big Cheat. In noticeable distress, and to bring visibility to the arrest of her husband, Krugman's wife was seen trying to talk to DNC Chair Ken Martin, but an aide informed her that the DNC was very busy now endorsing Rachel Zegler's Snow White and invited the reporters present outside DNC's premises to give the movie a like in Disney+. 7. After the turmoil caused by President Trump's tariffs policies on Liberation Day, which have been put on pause for 90 days, the president has good news for American workers. 90% of you will live with higher taxes and no safety network, but you will be able to enjoy the good life of manufacturing workers vicariously. If you are in services, it will be like living the lives of your favorite reality show's stars. But it will not end up there, because you will have the reruns. No new episodes. Because those manufacturing workers will be replaced by robots, but it will be great television. 8. Pete Hegseth's resume leaked to the press by Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee after it was revealed he was the first to be fired in The Apprentice, White House edition. Approached by reporters, Secretary Hegseth declared that Mike is obviously a sore loser. And no, he is defaming me when he insinuates I was dishonorably discharged from the army for being drunk. I myself crossed it out. Can't you see it? What matters is that I am still in competition and he is not. 9. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, approached by reporters about photographs included in her biography leaked by Ambassador Mike Huckabee, declared that I have already told Ambassador Huckabee that his attacks should be directed to Tulsi Gabbard, that it's her who is in The Apprentice White House edition, not me, but it's useless. And I should remind Ambassador Huckabee that now I have a President Trump's executive decision saying he can't keep calling me the Homeland Security's mascot. Then, when asked about the chronological impossibility of her appearances with President Reagan and at the Yalta Conference, that it's a simple copy and paste made by a basic image editor, she declared that President Trump is preparing another executive decision forbidding any mention of that issue too. 10. Eugene Howard Shelton, a man who broke naked into a home in Maricopa County, Arizona, under the excuse of being chased by an alligator, will be compensated with $100,000 after testifying in court that he, at the moment of the break-in, held the religious conviction that he was being chased by the reptile. If you have a deeply held patriotic or religious belief, that is enough, according to Arizonan law, to break into any premises. That's the doctrine behind the January 6th break-in in Congress. So here the judge is just applying our state laws and the Constitution, declared Shelton's lawyer, as both abandoned the court's offices. On the other hand, the children who tried to prevent Shelton's break-in will be referred to the Arizona Juvenile Corrections for putting Shelton at risk of being attacked by the alligator that was chasing him according to his deeply held religious beliefs.
This has been the news of this hour. Sponsored by Church of the Holy Redeemer's Power in the Spirit. Have you accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Savior? Did you vote for Trump in 2016 and then in 2020? This is the right church for you. If so, Church of the Holy Redeemer's Power in the Spirit is the only Christian church that can promise you in the Lord to have 72 virgins in heaven for only a donation of $50 a month. You will have access to those 72 virgins in heaven. For an additional $25, you will be allowed to replace 10 of them, and for $100, Heaven Premium, you will be allowed to choose them for yourself. Guaranteed, if you're not satisfied with those 72 virgins after you die, full refund of your money. We accept Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover.